Good evening, viewers. You're tuned in to ICRT, keeping you informed.
ICRT!
President赖清德is calling on the island's armed forces to help build what he's describing as true whole-of-society defence resilience. Lai made the remarks in a speech at a military base in Taichung, where he met with members of the 58th Army Artillery Command ahead of the upcoming live-fire phase of the Hangguang exercises. According to Lai, as Commander-in-Chief, it's his obligation to visit troops prior to the drills in order to get a better understanding of their training and living conditions and to show his support. The President was shown the new US-supplied high-mobility artillery rocket systems and spoke with personnel about their experience of training on and testing the equipment. Lai also touted the government's policies aimed at reforming the armed forces to ensure the welfare of soldiers, and he also spoke of various additional benefits for active-duty military personnel, saying they can now enjoy priority boarding when taking international flights on Taiwan's national carriers. The live-fire phase of the Hangguang exercises will take place from July the 9th through the 18th. And defence officials have said that this year's drills will stimulate a potential Chinese invasion, beginning with escalated grey zone harassment, joint counter-landing operations and coastal and beachhead battles in response to advancing Chinese forces.
Resilience. Artillery. Live fire. Commander-in-Chief. Escalation. Beachhead. Priority boarding.
Taiwan has revised its blood donor eligibility rules for the first time in 19 years, effective immediately. The minimum age to donate blood has been lowered from 17 to 16, and individuals 70 or older can now donate with a recent donation record and doctor's approval. Weight requirements have also changed. Anyone over 45 kilograms can donate whole blood, while those donating platelets or plasma must weigh at least 50 kilograms. New rules also require a 7-day wait after dental procedures. The Food and Drug Administration announced these changes as part of an effort to balance blood supply and demand and ensure blood safety.
Eligibility. Donate. Minimum age. Weight requirement. Platelets. Plasma. Dental procedure.
Reuters news agency is reporting that the Pentagon has halted some shipments of air defense missiles and other precision munitions to Ukraine over concerns that U.S. stockpiles are too low. The slowing of some weapon shipments promised to Kyiv by former President Joe Biden's administration came in recent days. The delays include air defense interceptors to help knock down Russian drones and projectiles. In an email, the Pentagon said it was providing Donald Trump with options to continue military aid to Ukraine in line with the goal of ending Russia's war there. Russia, which already controls about a fifth of Ukraine, continues to advance gradually, gaining ground in recent weeks in Ukraine's southeastern regions.
Pentagon. Shipment. Precision munitions. Stockpile. Interceptor. Military aid. Advance.
The Taiwan Individual Savings Account system has been launched and is designed to encourage public participation in long-term investment and asset management. According to the Taiwan Depository and Clearing Corporation, the accounts provide a simpler, more efficient way for individuals to invest, allowing them to hold various assets such as mutual funds, stocks, bonds and other securities in a single account. Foreign residents here in Taiwan are also eligible to open a Taiwan Individual Savings Account. And Depository and Clearing Corporation Chairman Lin Binghui says the mechanism features expert-curated fund selections, dedicated account management and an ultra-low entry threshold, with the aim of helping individuals start saving early and improve their financial planning for retirement. Lin also says the accounts are built on the existing centralised securities depository system, and investors can clearly track their annual investment principal and holding periods, enhancing asset allocation efficiency.
Individual savings account. Asset management. Mutual fund. Securities. Entry threshold. Financial planning. Asset allocation.
A district judge in the U.S. state of New Jersey has ruled that Apple must face the Department of Justice's lawsuit, which accuses the iPhone maker of unlawfully dominating America's smartphone market. The decision allows the case to go forward in what could be a years-long fight for Apple against attempts to lower what the Department of Justice says are barriers to competition with Apple's iPhone. An Apple spokesperson says the company believes the lawsuit is wrong on the facts and the law and will continue to fight it in court. The lawsuit was filed in March of last year and focuses on Apple's restrictions and fees on app developers and technical roadblocks to third-party devices and services that would compete with its own.
Lawsuit. Dominate. Barrier to competition. Spokesperson. Third party. Restrictions.
Protesters in Venice have voiced strong opposition to Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's extravagant wedding. On Saturday, hundreds marched through the city's streets criticizing the billionaire's celebration as exploitative, while residents face over-tourism, high housing costs, and climate challenges. The couple's three-day event included a private ceremony Friday with 200 celebrity guests, such as Oprah Winfrey and Leonardo DiCaprio. The festivities ended on Saturday with a large party in a former medieval shipyard where Lady Gaga and Elton John performed. Protesters accused Bezos of greenwashing after his donations of €1 million each to 3 environmental research organizations working to preserve Venice. Demonstrators carried banners reading, "Kisses, yes, Bezos, no," contrasting the lavish festivities with Venice's fragile environment and struggling citizens. The city defended the event, citing Venice's history of hosting prominent figures.
Protester. Extravagant. Over-tourism. Greenwashing. Ceremony. Fragile environment. Donation.
Taiwan's electricity demand is expected to hit a record high this summer. A Taipower spokesperson said peak summer electricity load is forecast to reach over 42 million kilowatts, surpassing last year's record of 41.4 million. This surge is fueled by a steady consumption growth in the first half of the year, supported by booming semiconductor and AI-related exports, strong tech sector performance, and a tariff-driven export surge, despite ongoing global trade uncertainty. Demand is expected to continue rising, depending on developments in U.S. trade policy and the global economy. Despite the spike, Taipower assures that power supply remains stable. Daytime reserve capacity is maintained above 10%, while nighttime reserves remain at over 7%. The company adds that coal reserves are steady, able to last up to 50 days, while liquefied natural gas reserves could rise as high as 15 days.
Peak load. Kilowatt. Consumption. Tariff-driven. Reserve capacity. Liquefied natural gas. Stable supply.
The NT dollar has hit a new more than 3-year high against the U.S. dollar in morning trade. Bloomberg has said the NT dollar's rally is being fueled by inflows into the local stock market as well as a general weakness in the U.S. dollar. The NT dollar has breached the psychological level of 29 NT to the greenback. It's now trading at about 28.8, but it's still not certain where the currency will end today, the trading day. The new Taiwan dollar has already outperformed all of its Asian counterparts except the Japanese yen yesterday, rising by about 0.7%. The Bank of Taiwan has indicated it will intervene if the currency continues its upward trek.
Rally. Inflow. Psychological level. Greenback. Outperform. Intervene. Upward trek.
North Korea will open a tourist site on its east coast next week that it called a prelude to a new era in its tourism industry, though there is no word when the country will fully reopen to foreign visitors. The Wonsan Kalma Coastal Tourist Zone has hotels and other accommodations for nearly 20,000 guests who can bathe in the sea, play sports and games, and eat at restaurants and cafeterias on the site. State media says North Korean leader Kim Jong-un cut the inaugural tape for the site earlier this week. The Wonsan Kalma Zone has been one of Kim's most talk-about projects to make the country a tourism hub.
Tourist site. Prelude. Accommodation. Inaugural. Zone. Hub.
Thailand's government further restricting cannabis with a ban on sales of the plant to those without prescriptions. Thailand became the first country in Asia to decriminalize cannabis in 2022 in a move that boosted both tourism and farming. But public backlash has followed with allegations that under-regulation has made the drug available to children and caused addiction. The order signed by the Health Ministry will require shops to sell a limited amount of cannabis only to customers with a prescription. The order takes effect when it is published in the Royal Gazette.
Restrict. Prescription. Decriminalize. Backlash. Addiction. Regulation. Gazette.
The Financial Supervisory Commission says Taiwan has outperformed global averages in multiple financial inclusion categories. According to the FSC, Taiwan has 165 ATMs per 100,000 adults, more than triple the global average of 52.5, and 17 bank branches per 100,000 adults, which also surpasses the global figure of 16.2. The Commission says data shows that mobile payment usage here in Taiwan reached nearly 5.62 million transactions last year, well above the global average of 4.72 million. While shares of adults with bank accounts in Taiwan stands at 93.3%, with 81.6% of them using digital payments, and they're both notably higher than the global averages of 76.2% and 64% respectively. Financial inclusion is a concept adopted by the United Nations that refers to ensuring that all members of society have equal access to responsible and sustainable financial services.
Financial inclusion. ATM. Automated teller machine. Mobile payment. Transaction. Branch. Digital payment. Global average.
YouTube has become Taiwan's leading news source, with nearly half the population now turning to the platform for information. That's according to the latest Reuters Institute Digital News report, which shows 46% of Taiwanese use YouTube for news, up sharply from 38% just 3 years ago. Line and Facebook follow closely at 42% and 37% respectively. In contrast, TV news viewership has dropped to 56%, down from 77% in 2017. Print media saw an even steeper fall, from 41% down to just 14%. Experts say the shift reflects broader global trends as Taiwanese media outlets scramble to adapt to shrinking ad revenues and changing consumption habits by investing in short-form videos and digital platforms. However, public trust in news continues to fall, sliding just 30%, a 3-point drop from last year.
Leading. Platform. Viewership. print media, ad revenue, short-form video, public trust.
Looking for the hottest music and exciting updates? Follow ICRT on YouTube and all social media!